It's time for the old morning ritual for guitar growth, and we are starting now. We didn't quite get to everything that we wanted to get to yesterday, so we are going to motor right through this stuff today. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, fella. Great to see you. First out of the gate, Raul. Oh, Raul has been working the wild finger exercises on his channel. Man, holding the three fingers while one finger moves across the string set that's a remarkable effort, isn't it? That scares me watching you do that stuff. Okay. Just watching you makes me tired. Hooked on fingerstyle, my tips per, oh no, good for you. Oh, you've been watching Mateo. Yep. Okay, A440 is what I'm doing. And good morning, Marlon. Good morning, Marlon. Good morning, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. Mark, oh yeah, all right, so I've got a cup of cranberry something going, cranberry strawberry, whatever she puts in the fridge there. Just remarkable stuff. Let's get my guitar in tune. Ooh, Double F horror fans back. Good morning. This is great to see new faces start early. This is wonderful. It's like a dream come true for me, you know. Don't kid us, it's cranberry flag. Well, as the village drunkard says, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. M. Flea, good morning. And if you're just sort of joining in, wondering what in the heck is going on, oh, I see that little splash of love button there. That's cool. If you just are joining in, this is the morning ritual for guitar growth, and you can determine whether you like to stay or not. I would encourage you to stay. If you're a guitar player, go ahead and grab your guitar and join us for a brief tune-up session. And well, I can see we had a couple one or two drop off there. I guess tuning and breathing isn't it's not for everybody, especially that breathing thing. Wow, I don't like to breathe a whole lot, but it is. I've been setting this guitar up for a couple of days, and so it's been kind of touch and go here with intonation and tuning. Can you play Amazing Grace? Oh, absolutely, I can. Yeah, new strings, good. Yeah, you got me. You got me guilty as charged. No alibi. And all right, so I think we're ready to go. 4 minutes in, and I think we might be ready to go. Oh, Anthony's here. We're definitely ready to go. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the morning ritual for guitar growth. So stick around. We have a wonderful morning program set for this morning, and bring your guitar. Go grab your guitar, and we'll work on playing some songs together later on. But right now, we're just getting ready to start our morning ritual for guitar growth. So you, my friend, are just in time. Fingers 3 and 4 on frets 11 and 12. 1 E and 4 attacks per beat. We may even jump up to 5 and 6 attacks per beat today, later on. So once we get going, so 1 E and 2 E and 11 and 12, 3 and 4, go. And this is with the pick. I know it's tough to see exactly what all I'm doing here because of my camera skill or whatever, or lack thereof. But it is doing a, you know, down up, alternating back and forth between index and middle. I'd love to join Raoul fingerstyle today, but just this morning I broke off my middle finger nail, so I'll be using nubs if I do that. So I'll let that finger grow for a few more days and then maybe resume a fingerstyle approach in the coming week. But for now, what we're working on is very clean and very simple down, up, and I'm working on keeping my pick, and it seems like my pick hand is moving around an awful lot this morning, and I just wanted to remind you that as we start getting up there in tempo, it's really important to have this, for me at least, for my physique, my physical shape, the way my guitar body is working, to have this really, I'm going to illustrate this, but I'm going to use fingers 2 and 3, so you don't really need to see what's going on here. Okay. Oops, but I'm going to focus on the right hand here, and I'm trying to show you, I want to share with you how it feels like I'm leading a little bit with the wrist. So there's a little bit of a wrist, there's a turn here, and you'll notice I think if we get into higher tempos, that kind of picking will help us eliminate the sort of the bounce when we we'll talk about it. Let's get going. So fingers 2 and 3 on frets 11 and 12. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a go E and a. It's a beautiful song. It's the last song I heard at my buddy's funeral. Oh man, our condolences for certain. I'm glad to have you here. 1954 custom line. A real live jazz cat. It can be a little terrifying, but don't forget to breathe. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. And then we'll go ahead and get back to business as usual with fingers 1 and 2, 11 and 12. So here we go. 2 and T and 4. Hey, Mr. Husband, on board here. Dan, good morning. And Bernard, Grand Rising. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Raising the sun for the rest of our people in the nation. I was thinking about this. What country are you from? Who are you speaking to? Hey, Ben. It's like being on a conference call and never quite know who's talking to whom, right? So, hi, I'm Barry, the chair, and I would like to address this question too. So that can be helpful sometimes, but I think we're from all over. Mogammed, I think we're from all over the place. United States, Spain, we have Germany, we have, I don't know, I think we have records from probably 50 countries in the world, I think. Am speaking to, oh, okay, yeah. We are in the the Eastern Standard Time, so that would be the East Coast of the United States. Where are you from? And we're just working through, if you're just tuning in, I wanted to just say welcome and stick around because this is going to get pretty wild here in a little bit. We have a good program. We run this morning ritual for guitar growth every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is a place for us to grow as people, but this is pretty much we're primarily interested in building our skills as guitar practitioners, right? So we're taking a look at frets 10 and 12 on low E string, and we're using fingers 3 and 4. We're introducing that little stretch. We do this every weekday morning, and so we're doing this every weekday morning, like seriously for 2025. And some of us have already been noting a record amount of personal guitar gain, and now we're moving on to world domination. The finger pickers took over the world. So sometimes we'll finger pick, sometimes we'll flat pick. Today I'm flat picking. Today, it's day number 3 of Bluegrass Week. That's also kind of a truism here. So fingers 10 and 12, 3 and 4 and 10 and 12. Here we go. A 1E and a 2Z and a putting on my shoes. Hey Ben. VP Records. What's going on this morning, pals? South Africa. Good morning, South Africa. Welcome and thank you for being here. What a great opportunity to pick his brain, Anthony. Yeah. All right. What are you looking for? Are you guys jamming? Like, do you have like a list of, do you bring in a real book over? Do you have like a fake book or a list of songs? Are you guys doing some reading or just sort of like guitar and guitar? My hand's getting really tight here, so let's go ahead and shake that one out. We'll head on over to fingers 2 and 3. 1E and a 2E and a, you know what to do, E and a. So what we're doing here today, we didn't get too involved. We started talking yesterday primarily about the bluegrass scale that I like to call. It's not necessarily the bluegrass scale, but it's a combination scale, and we'll review some chord strums where we started, from the place from whence we came, and then we'll move on to what we did yesterday for review, and then we'll start today with the building out of intervallic voicings so that we can get that extended sound, like Mr. Tony Rice, and Tony Rice is very good at sort of doing those extended, very powerful style of voicing. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. We'll be sure to prioritize that and fit all of this within the span of 1 hour today. So we'll be finished and off to our next thing by 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's free. This whole thing is free. If it's something that you want to do, I'm going to be here all year doing this. And it won't always be the same thing. There's always something a little different, especially at the end, like the last quarter of the session. So fingers 1 and 2 on frets 10 and 12. And same thing, finger stretch. 1E and a 2E and a you know what to do. And autumn leaves and blues. He knows I'm a poser. Gotta start somewhere. I want to get up in a jazz jam someday. Yeah, that's a good idea. So it's a funny story, like you could talk with him about where like bop or bebop came from. It was like just just to ask him like about getting up on those jams, if he has any of that sort of narrative going. It wasn't our music, you know what I mean? It wasn't intended to be our music. It was intended to be unobtainable, and it's a wonderful art form to pursue. But Autumn Leaves is a classic, isn't it? It's a classic. That seems to be the one to work on. There's another one, a really great song called Now's the Time, that you might enjoy. Right? It's a really fun one to play. Red Clay. Little Sunflower is a really great one. Little Sunflower is great. You might enjoy that. That'd be a really fun one for you guys to jam on. Little Sunflower, good one. Fingers 2 and 4 and frets 9 and 12, but I'm sure he'll have some wonderful ideas to share too. So 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4. Fingers 2 and 4 on 9 and 12. And if you guys haven't been checking out Raul's channel for a while, if you have been there, you'll know I checked it out. I've been checking it out, following him along. And he's been working on these really wild finger exercises where he's coming through, 3 fingers kind of remain on the same string, the same exercise, but one of the fingers will sort of go, it will be displaced to another string every time through the cycle. Very, very challenging finger work. So if you, one of his, I forget which number video it is, but he's got a bunch of different things going on. I'm speaking about video number, is it 53? No. Help me out a little bit with that. There's a specific example I'm unable to recall, but it's worth checking out. So 1 and 3, same exercise, frets 9 and 12. 2 E and a T E and a Fo E and a. Can you play A Man Who Sold the World? Oh, Sophia is back. Hey, Sophia, 314. I can't get those 2 fingers to stay far enough apart to do that one. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? It's it takes a little bit of working to do that, and then a lot of breaths, right? And occasionally what will happen is if I push the guitar onto the other lap, it gives my forearm, let me take a quick break, it gives my forearm a more direct line, a more perpendicular straight angle to the guitar neck, therefore improving my range and my reach. So let's start this from the beginning here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, you can catch up if you want. So changing the lap, if you're just changing the lap and changing your body mechanics sometimes will solve the problem. So we can definitely work around that, and certainly encourage you to stick with it. You probably already have enough stick-to-itiveness to just kind of hang out anyway. You know better than just to give up on the thing, because the only people who don't win are the ones who quit, right? It's literally how it works. It's just so easy, so simple. Still got to work on this guitar necessary, but all right. Let's take a look at fingers 1 and let's go ahead and stretch 1 and 4. We'll go to frets 8 and 12. 1 E and a 2 E and a, you know what to do. Just a 4th, another play on the 4th finger before we start moving on to 3 fingers. Oh yeah, Anthony, I see you're gonna get up into that jazz jam someday. I have a feeling you just kind of command any situation you roll into anyway. So I wouldn't. You'll be fine, and you're humble. I like that about you. One of the things I like about you, Anthony. I can't get those fingers out. From Victor Wootenbook, close your eyes, smile, listen, and feel to the jazz player. That's a good. Do you ever watch Keith Jarrett play the piano? Anybody watch Keith Jarrett play the piano in his Standards Trio? It is almost time to stretch. Oh, it is time to stretch and smash that like button. You're right, Robbie, right on the money. You're keeping me, we're 15 minutes in exactly, and we're just getting ready to start Three Fingers. And we've got the straight elbow, and we're doing the old pull for about 15 clicks. So let's rip through some of these comments whilst smashing that like button. Love your hat. Cool. It's a gift from my son. Yeah. Thank you. It's the old Keep It Patched hat. I love it too. And we raised our kids in Tuckerman's Ravine on Mount Washington, and a very, very high alpine situation. And you know, we were there lugging packs in, teaching the kids about indifference and the intolerance of, you know, the indifference. I think the grand indifference was part of their upbringing, so it's still resonant with them all today, even though they're grown, man child, woman child now. So good morning, Sophia. Finally I get to say that. I just read it. Autumn Leaves has so many variation and versions. Great tune. Mike Stern does a great Autumn Leaves. Kind of one, I saw him do it live one time where he's like literally coming out of the primordial ooze and then into a way out into the ends of the right to the edge of the barrier, the end of the heliosphere, the end of the universe, and then kind of back to the song. Like, it was just, he's a really wild cat. He's cool. Cool comes from the word, the use of the word cool comes from you know, you being okay with certain things happening. You can't enter the room when you knock unless you're cool with what's going on in that room. Do you know what I mean? Sophia, I don't want to have another birthday. Are you having a birthday? Good morning. In 9 days is my birthday. I'm going to buy a banjo. Wow. You getting yourself a brass ring, or what do you, is that, you going with the brass ring? What kind of banjo are you looking for? In 9 days, I'm going to buy myself a banjo. That's a great thing to, that's a great goal set. Very exciting. Can you play Man Sold the World? Oh yeah, Panda. So hey, welcome. Sorry to come back to that. I can, but what I wanted to welcome you to the morning ritual for guitar growth, and this happens every. Let me re-say that. Welcome to Morning Ritual for Guitar Growth. This happens every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to personally invite you and any newcomer who's watching now to grab your guitar and join us 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard every weekday morning for the entirety of the year of 2025. We will be improving ourselves first, becoming more highly skilled and revered, and at least more confident guitar practitioners in our own right. And that's going to happen from, we're taking the first video, right? The first video that we did, and we're going to take the last video that we do. We're going to compare the two videos. So I would recommend, if you're joining and you're playing along, to start taking snapshots of where you are now, if you haven't done so yet, so that way we can compare with where we are now to where we will be at the end of the sequence. Very big gains are coming, and we're being rewarded for our good work. So that's what's happening right now, and maybe we have time to play some requests later on. So thank you very much for the request. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't want to have another birthday. I wish I could just stay the same age. Yeah, totally get it. All right. Three fingers. So fingers 2, 3, and 4 on frets 10, 11, and 12. And here we go. 33, 1 and a 2E, and a, you know what to do. And fine. Oh, I missed it. Self-moderation's good. I find advantages to being older, but wish we could all remain young for sure. Music helps. Diet and exercise is a big part of it too. Do you like classic or Spanish guitar? So, is this a group question? I like both of those. Absolutely. I have one of my favorite guitars, has a cypress top, and you can hear that guitar. You can hear that guitar in a track that I cut in 2013. I still have the guitar. It's just a beauty. It's a rare beauty. It's a song called. It's an award. Actually, I won some awards with the song. It's called "Deep Within Love," and it's on my Rebirth album, 2013 Rebirth album, Jason J. Carey Rebirth, and it's got the song "Deep Within Love" it's got some beautiful classical guitar melodies in it. It's a song I think you might like. It's really got some really nice melodies and great messaging and heartwarming. Great tone though. And the acoustic guitar played, and it's my one of my Morgans. Took it out of the stable for that one. All right, and fingers 1 and 2 and 3. Here we go. 10 and 11 and 12. 1 and 2 and T and boat, and you know what to do. That's a good question, VP Records. The quitter never wins, and winner never quits. Learned from poker. There you go. Is Panda, is this becoming a thing here? All right, hold on a second. Problem solved. 1 and a 2. Let's start again. T, E, and a fo, E, and me, and I do too. I almost time to stretch it. Oh wow, I got way behind. Oh man, sometimes I think I'm keeping up, but I'm way behind. They stay only as you. Okay, only. Keep the pinky more still. I think it's breath, and I think it's, I don't know. Sometimes I'm guilty of letting it fly all over the place, but right now you can see I'm really trying to keep it in the same place. It's a mind over matter thing, and I'll show you a great finger exercise. Remind me about that right after this. I'll show you a great finger exercise I like to do even when I'm playing the guitar even without having a guitar in my hand, right? It's more than just creative visualization. It's just, I'll show you a little exercise we can do while we're without guitar. Sans guitar. Glad we woke up alive today. Good. Amen, sister. Yeah. Get that right. Prince did count days, so he didn't count years, so he stayed. All right. Let's take a quick look at that exercise. So the thumb is the fretboard. The thumb is the fretboard, and we have the index reaches to the fretboard, but each finger is going to remain still. So if I draw the index finger to the fretboard, all of the other fingers stay still. When I move one finger, all of the other fingers have 0 movement. That's the goal. And then what a lot of this has to do with watching the fingers move and watching the others stay still. Watch the finger move. It's a very slow, coordinated effort. Watch the other fingers stay still. Don't move your thumb. Let your finger go to the thumb and then return to 0. And these are the meditative things that we do when we want our friends and family to think we're completely bonkers, right? And, oh, we've been watching too many Hunter Thompson movies, you know. So here's fingers 1 and 2, and then 2 and 4. 2 and 4 is a little bit of a chore. Oh, but you can do it. So we got 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 1 and 3, 2 and 4, and those exercises help with that kind of thing, right? So you've got the, you know, and then 1 and 4, and then 2 and 3, and all of that stuff makes a big difference, you know, and it all is centered around breath work. Breath work makes all of this happen for me. And let's go back to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Oh, before we do that, let's do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. All right, ready? 1, 2 E and a T E and a fo E and a 10, 11, 12, 10, 9, 10, and 12. 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 4. Alright. Don't forget your piano story. Good morning, Jason. All you good folk. Oh, good morning, TJ, Robbie, Mr. Smith. Crossroad Blues. Oh, yeah. Hip, groovy, cool, square. Anyone get there? Cool means I ain't tripping. Bernard. Good morning, TJ. We got Robert Johnson. Heck yeah. I have a cover of Crossroad with my band Denim Dennis. Oh, that's a great cover. I already bought one or some deck opportunity, but it's okay. It doesn't make a difference. Yeah, I think anytime you can play banjo, I think it's, I've had a few open backs too, and they sound great. Actually, the open back banjo that is on the that same Rebirth album, at the end of a song called River, and written for a song, Son with aplastic anemia. So the banjo there, that's open back, so that's a really cool instrument to have. So fingers 1 and 4 on, 1, 3, and 4 on frets 9, 11, and 12. Let's go ahead and do that right now. So 1 E and a 2 E and a, here we go, E and a. Glad to have you here, TJ. I'm hip. It's true, I have a cover of Crossroad. Oh, hey, there we are. Denim Dennis in the house. What a great band. What a wonderful band. Nice, I learned it recently. It's fun. So do you play it too? Sorry, I didn't send an email last night. I fell asleep. Oh, my chair after the kink net. Feeling much better today though. Good, good. Yeah, I'm in no rush. I don't operate in any, I used to operate thinking that if the deal, but you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a few times, and it's like, if it's a good deal, the deal will be there tomorrow or a month from it's fair. If it's a fair deal, I think the deal is just worth not rushing over. Just get it right, and it'll happen when it needs to happen. But sometimes I do appreciate the need for time and expediency to expedite a process too, especially in highly competitive environments. So we tend to win a lot. You know what I mean? So I have no. We can operate any way we want to operate. Let's see. Let me go ahead and get us over to fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, because we do have some additional work to get to today. We are going to work on large, listen to this one. We're going to work on some large intervals later on, but stretch comes first. 1 E and a 2 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4, go E and you get to the Bluegrass festivals. Ooh, here we go. Pinky comes off the fretboard, kind of like mine, but I can't seem to control it yet. Well, the pinky needs to come off of the fretboard to give it, get some room. But I think watch this, if we descend and we progressively get further and further away, that's the problem that we need to solve. The pinky can float around and move around a little bit, but it really wants to be sort of like ready to, in a status of readiness, so that we can 1 E and a descend here, position 4, go. But the problem I used to have is, and it took me, I think, months to overcome, maybe weeks or days, but once you focus on it, it'll be gone before you. The problem with the pinky will be gone before it's not even really a problem. So the thing is that as soon as we are aware of the thing we are wanting or willing to change, now it's just a matter of executing that will. And I have an undying willpower to survive, says my pinky finger. Oh yeah, bluegrass festivals are a lot of fun. Wild times. Soon I'm going to a concert and I want to play guitar with other people. Oh, nice. That's a good choice. So if I want to play guitar with other people, I don't have to worry about time or metronomic, subdivide. I don't have to worry about rhythm or counting or anything if I'm playing by myself. What many of us call bedroom guitarists or bedroom musicians. We can just play and then on the front porch with our friends and not really care, especially if we're playing archaic blues, and how do you know when it's time to go to the D chord? Well, guess what? I just went to the D chord, but turns out there's a formulaic expression for a standard 12-bar blues pattern. But sometimes we want to do something other than that. But playing with other people it's really important to own our own ability to count and hold our place and be accountable for our own person rhythmically, right? So 1 E and a 2 E and a D E and a 4 E. And that's one reason why I really love to play with a metronome, practice with a metronome. Over the course of the day, I leave this metronome set the way it is. I grab another metronome and I adjust it up to like 80, 90, $110, $120, and then work on all of these exercises at like 120, and then I come back down to 60 before I go to bed at night. So I'll work over the course of the day, wake up to 60, push the metal a little bit, midday, early evening, and then kind of wind down if I get back with the guitar before I go to bed. If I'm using metronomic steady, then it's back down to 60 so I can sleep at night, because it really can be a stimulating experience that isn't consistent with getting a good night's rest, at 120. But for some of us it might work. Vasalis, Nirvana. I love their Nirvana. I also enjoy playing most genres, but I'm a bluegrass player with all of the instruments of bluegrass. That's wonderful. So myself, I have a fiddle, a beautiful fiddle. It was got it from I don't know, John Jorgensen or whatever. But the mandolin is an F-style mandolin, beautiful upright bass, and a few flat top guitars. And I really only play guitar, mandolin, chop a little bit of mandolin, and play upright bass. I've toured with upright bass before, so I'm a functional bass player for sure, but and definitely enjoy laying it down, but I'm not practicing it daily. So here's the 9th fret, 9th position, dropping that first finger back, 8, 10, 11, and 12. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E and a... Yeah, it does take a little bit of time, doesn't it? Right, there's no substitute for the time it takes to get that fourth finger. You know, we look at it. I look at all of each finger as a family member, and we like to have family brunches every few weeks, and it's humanizing to have a member of the family be able to pass the butter without and feel like part of it, giving me giving each other the thing that we need to feed the person. So that's a very humanizing thing to sit around a dinner table or a brunch table or any table for that matter and share in a beautiful dining experience. But we don't ask the toddlers to pass the butter dish. But once they get old enough to figure it out, we certainly encourage them to learn how to take care of the container as they pass it. Hold carefully with one hand and keep the other hand underneath it, because it's an expensive piece of crystal that we don't want to damage. It has value. And so we're teaching that fourth finger, the value of participating. And that value doesn't happen overnight. The same way we want to engage in speed or shred picking. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't happen. It's not something that happens overnight. But if you stick with this program long enough, I guarantee like one night, you're just going to try some shred lines, and you are going to be like, oh, I get it now. All right. Wow, I'm totally buried in these comments. So if you have questions, I guess let's see. How do you guys feel about jumping into just switching gears? Let's start with, we started with the G5. We started by strumming the G5 with the old boom chick. And then we worked on old Joe Clark. Really simple, basic melody. And then we repeat that melody. And then we move into the next section, the B section, which is up and then down, up and then down to the open G. Do the B section again for a second time. Oop. There we go, and then back to G, and then walking down, walking back to the G, starting over again with the main or the A section. Okay, so we started working through a song. We worked through the chords that go with that song. And then we worked on the G combination scale, G kind of looking at G major and G major pentatonic and G minor pentatonic all in one position, which gave us the combination scale of, which includes the 1, 2, flat 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 7, and then 1. And then that's a perfectly bluegrassy scale, okay? Combining the major and minor sonorities, thus blurring the lines between happiness or joyfulness and melancholy, which just is a beautiful, sort of American blues, jazz, bluegrass sort of thing, right? It's all sort of like very similar now. And it didn't used to be, but it's more common now than it ever has been, and blurring those lines. Off to work, Mark. Hey, have a good morning. Sorry to miss you off. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here, and as always, thank you as always, Jason. You are a rock. Well, I do live a sedentary lifestyle sometimes, but working on that this Lent season. Be safe, Mark. All right, so nothing. We have nothing here. I want to put a resonator back on the open back banjo. Oh, hey. Good morning, nothing. Arch, all right. Hey, Arch Stanton live. Hello. Am I the only one here without a guitar? Maybe. Yes, I do that as well. I ask. Yeah, I mean, it's all about research and development. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and get us moving into the world of A minor, summertime sort of vibe, right? And we have the open A, and then we're just doing just a really quick, just kind of like A moving, A minor 7, kind of moving that from the open A, fret 2 on the D string, open G, and then fret 1 on the B string, which is the root 5, flat 7, and flat 3. And then we're moving that up to another version, another variation, still a minor 7 quality though. Really bright and really beautiful sound with the root, the 6, flat 7, and then the 4, and then the open high E string if you'd like. Yeah. And then you can work out these little licks if you want. That's really not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about is extending that chord to the point where the late great Mr. Rice would have. I'm not sure he ever used this one. This might be just a little burly for most of us. But what we're doing, we are coming from a Dorian Mode. Anyone know anything about Dorian Mode? I'm sure we all know about the old Dorian Mode. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, and the 1. That natural 6 is happening here against that open A string. And so that leads us to ponder this question. If we stack a fourth, all of the notes, let's say I play G major scale with open G, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. If I ascend the G major scale on one string, does it make sense that I could ascend and descend the G major scale on multiple strings at the same time, at different points in the scale? Yes, it does. It absolutely means that. So we're going to do that just now. We'll start with F sharp, G, A, B, C, we're ascending each separate string, the Uncle Rock. Let's see. So we're changing the strings. We're ascending the chord, or we're ascending the G major scale. I've got to stop looking at the comments just for a second because we're wrapping here in about 10 minutes. But starting with F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. So we're in the key of 1 sharp. Then we're starting on B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, right. And then we're back here on C, D, E, F sharp, G, A. So what I'm doing is I'm going to ascend. I'm going to ascend each string through. I'm going to ascend the G major scale on 4 different strings at the same time. Using the same intervals, right? And that's about as far as I'm going to reach right here. So I'll turn around and descend the pattern. Oop. It's very slow and very calculated approach. So that's all I really wanted to really talk about today. I wanted to get opening up that, you know, just opening up A minor, right? A minor is a really great key on the guitar. So you know, outside in the cold distance, a wildcat did howl. Riders were approaching, and the wind began to howl. And you can really take it to new places and exciting places, and that gives us license to work on we can work on other things, and it gives us, you know, different avenues to approach. You know, different avenues to approach the Watchtower, right? And nothing, you know, there's nothing wrong with just playing A minor 7. Maybe that's the way we open a song like that. We can arrange a piece of music to go somewhere, and if we play all of the tricks all at one time, we don't really have anywhere to go. That's sort of a Santana-ism. Yeah, all right. So I think that's pretty much where we go, where we are. I just wanted to, anybody have any questions, let me know. I'm just going to scan quickly for this, okay? Could you play How's the Moving Castle? Ooh, how's... Good idea, Sophia. Yeah, good ideas. Okay. Hey, Greg, good morning. Yeah, all right, TJ. The chill for me comes from. I don't do any medications or anything like that, but I mean, some do, and then I've had when we were running the conservatory or whatever, I had you know, probably 5 or 6 friends, you know, either they died, or living in a van down by the river ready to die in a 2-year period. You know, we can easily get lulled into that downward spiral. So I really want to try to promote just good quality breathing. The good quality breath will definitely get us everywhere we need. You talk to any sniper or any 3-point professional or any, you know, field goal kicker, anyone who has to do anything perfectly, you know that all is accomplished through breathing, right? And that's sort of, I put myself in uncomfortable situations just so I can practice controlling my biorhythms with my breathing, right? So I do that. I mean, I like to do, I'm not always successful, but I do that. Haynes back. Hey, what's going on? Chickens and coffee, live guitar in the morning. Good morning. I've bedroomed myself for sure. Should find a jam sometime. Oh yeah, absolutely. What a good idea. Good idea. Well, I'm building the skills so I can feel confident getting out to a jam session. Believe it or not. Yes, I asked this question about classic guitar because I've always seen you play acoustic guitar. Oh, that's what I thought. I thought something like that. Home picker myself. Yeah, home picker's good. Home picker's real good. And that's sort of like what we're trying to do here. We're working on a culture of whether we're home pickers, whether we're home picking, whether we're campfire pickers. You know, I have a beautiful set list for campfire pickers. So if you wanted to talk about that, you can get that ready for spring here if you want. And then, yeah, I know Billy Strings, sure. Please suggest me any classic guitar. Okay, I would work on Yamaha makes a really great beginner guitar. I would check it out. Yamaha's a great one. OTP. Oh, Bernard lives where Billy grew up. Well, I don't personally know him. I do know many of his mentors. Michigan. Jerry would drift from room to room, party to party at Chateau playing his scales on an electric guitar unplugged. Yeah, you just got to keep moving with it. Right, absolutely. Consider the village. I doubt there's more than a couple thousand people there in the township. Yep. More dirt roads than asphalt. Hey, Jason, go over the control thing on the guitar while talking. Along with the metronome seems to make a connection that others seem to just miss. It depends on two. It depends on two to make the connection. Yeah, it does take a little bit of time to. It does take a little bit of time to do that, but I really enjoy talking with my wife. So, you know, I have to practice the guitar too, and we understand that. So I'll just while I'm working, we'll have a conversation while I work. I don't want to ignore her because she's super important to me, probably the most important, right? So Scott, schooling. Good morning. New name for me. Really good exercise. Thank you. I never have the discipline to do this on my own. Cool to keep time with you while you're chatting. You know, Scott, if you're here and you want to come back, we're here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's free. This is going to last throughout the entire year of 2025. And if by the end we only have one person left standing, I will be here. I'm going to be here the whole time, and it's going to be just whoever wants to, jump in, and you're more than welcome. It's free, and I just ask that we maintain a culture of respect and some community support, and it's just all of the normal regulatory stuff that we grow to expect. Like, express yourself, but just have fun. But we're here to grow for sure. Most teachers lead with learning a song, and that works for most, but here are apparently other techniques that work with others, so I'm glad for the differences. Yeah, so it's important you're talking, Haint, about the discovery-based method. So discovery-based method works great because we can play the things that we want, like or we can play the things that we like and we want and be instantly gratified. And sometimes that's the little bell that dings, that gets us salivating. So those things, for some of us, we need those extrinsic motivators, and some of us just have and that's okay, but some of us have that intrinsic motivation where we know where we're going, we know what we want to accomplish. I know that I need the fundamentals to get there, and I'd rather learn how to fish and become an expert fisherman than be given the fish all the time. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather know how to fish, know about elk hair caddis, how to wire, wrap my own elk hair caddis, based on what I'm looking at under a rock, a hellgrammite on the rock, and then I pick it up and I'm like, oh yeah, I need one of these in my kit. If I don't have one, I'll wrap it up and untie it, and then present it to get it out there with an Alaskan double hull, because I've got to get out there 100 feet or more, and then give it a fold at the end to correct the line, and then let it kind of drift downstream, and then fish on, and then I've got a taco on my rod, right? So I'd rather know how to fish is much more exciting than me just to go in the market and grab a fish. I understand convenience and I appreciate both things, but knowing how to do the thing is supremely important to me for some reason. I'm not sure why. And knowing how to do the thing with grace from God and developing that awareness is supremely important and enjoyable for me personally. So yeah, I'm really glad that you mentioned that. So some of us want to learn how to play, the Beatles, I want to know what to do when an oxygen tank fails on, SpaceX 1. Do you know what I mean? I want to know what to do when, if this and else. I want to have a system of logic model in place so that I can learn the songs that I really want to learn that much more quickly and efficiently and effectively, and then get right down to the learning and the forgetting of the thing, and then get right down to the meaning of the thing, right? And then, or the enjoyment of the thing. So that's us for today. I think we've got a lot of, yeah, a DeLorean. Mark, maybe onto something. Uncle Rock. Hey, that's not a bad idea. I like that. I'm a fan of that. Uncle Rock. Pull-offs, hammer-ons, working on session while talking is brilliant. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for any compliments that come in my way. I appreciate it. I just wanted to remind you that this is a free session, and you're always welcome to sling a super chat over, and it does, can't change the world if you can't keep the lights on, kind of thing, but I'll be here regardless, and we'll be working again every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for all of 2025, and I look forward to seeing you. I'm going to go through the rest of the chats offline, and then I'll see you tomorrow. I hope I didn't miss any important questions, but if I did, I'll look forward to getting with you tomorrow morning. Hit it early so I can get to the questions if you really have an itch to have answered. I'm looking forward to hearing about it. Thank you so much, and please come back. Please visit again, and until we meet again tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wish you happy picking.